Spring has finally arrived in North Jersey, and we are ready for some women's college soccer to close out the year on the Big East Digital Network. I'm David Goss, joining you for Seton Hall, hosting Villanova on Senior Day. Two teams locked in, 2 wins on the season, going head-to-head to hope to close out the year on a high note. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape for these two sides so far, and it has been a struggle at times this year, but they've already played once so far this year, and these two teams went to overtime in that game, so you know it is going to be a tight one between these two teams. When you look at Villanova and you take a look at the leadership that they have on this team, and the first name that came for Chris McLean was Bree Austin here, one of the leading scorers 2 years ago for Villanova, and she's been a leader on and off the field her entire time with the Wildcats. He expects her to have a big game here today to close out the year on a high. And on the flip side for Seton Hall, as we said, Senior Day, and you got to go and look at the senior captain, the leading goal scorer on the team, Cassie Harrigan, who's going to look to be a threat once again off the wing here at O&T Carroll Field. We've got a big game coming up for you in just a few moments. As Senior Day, we look to close out the year on a high for these two teams here on the Big East Digital Network. Two teams preparing to get out on the field for the final time of this season. David Goss here on the Big East Digital Network. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for these two teams. For this Villanova Wildcat teams, a couple seniors in the side. We mentioned Bree Austin, who will look to lead this team, as well as Sam Rosette, the flip side of her in the attack. But the excitement around this side is this back line, a young back line, 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores who are going to look to create opportunities in transition, as well as keep this Seton Hall attack at bay. On the flip side for Seton Hall, Grace Gordon returning into goal, and Emily Kaza on Senior Day gets the start at right back alongside the senior captain Danny Brinkman, the number 8 Laura Hooper in central midfield. She scored the goal against Villanova in the first matchup on March 18th. Grace Gordon just beaten in the final few seconds of double overtime in that 2-1 loss against Villanova. But Grace Gordon having a huge season, the transfer from Drexel, who will look to be the starter for a number of years here for this Seton Hall side. And on the flip side for this Villanova team, it'll be Megan McClay in goal here today, the transfer out of Oklahoma, getting her 13th start of the year as we are kicked off for the final time from O&T Carroll Field for women's college soccer here on the Big East Digital Network, finishing off the 2020 and 2021 season, depending on who you're asking and how it's lined up. And we've got a perfect day for soccer, cool and sunny, as you see the stats there for Megan McClay, the junior out of Flower Mound, Texas. And I mentioned it is a big, strong part of this team is that back line that she is playing behind of and will be part of the future. McClay, 3-time Big East Goalkeeper of the Week already this season, including what was a massive performance from her in a loss to the number 2 team in the nation, UNC, just a few weeks ago. And it was one of the things that Coach McLean has taken on and said, I know the quality of this team. Expectations were higher than where they finished this year. It's been a struggle for all groups, but a chance to end on a high. As we've said, coming into this one, Ashman and Emma Weaver, the 2 freshmen at center back for this Villanova side, coming in as central midfielders out of high school. And they will look to dictate the pace and point of attack in this game for this Wildcat side under Coach McLean. As you've seen all across the world, having those ball-playing center backs so huge, including that woman, Danny Brickman, the captain out of Glastonbury, Connecticut, for this Seton Hall side, a senior, but she will be returning next year, and that is huge for Coach Kira Crinian and the Seton Hall Pirates. Brinkman here in her 11th start of the year. She was one of the leading attackers 2 years ago for Seton Hall, but has locked in as a hard-nosed center back now for the Seton Hall side. And you expect her and Abby Roberts, the two center backs, to continue into next year as a stable duo in the back. And goes off the foot of Kaza. Getting the start here today on Senior Day. 6 seniors who will be departing the program for the Pirates, getting honored before the game. It's always a big moment for teams. And there's always a question, how will you handle that energy? Because it definitely gives a lift to some teams, but some teams it takes them out of their game mentally. It changes up your pregame preparations. You have that ceremony in the midst of what is a pretty well and tried routine going into pregame, and then you've got the emotions of dealing with that moment. We'll see how the seniors for Seton Hall rise to the occasion. Senior here in Austin. Go back to goal, big switch of the field. Now an opportunity to push into the attack. Wanovic trying to get up the left side. To the feet there of the freshman Lanigan. And now Austin with the long shot. Gordon gets a hand to it and is able to keep it both out of the goal and in play. So the first look on goal of the game between these two sides, as I said. March 18th, these two teams faced off. As we take another look at this shot from Austin, who we highlighted in the pregame. Coach McLean couldn't have enough nice things to say about that player. He was so excited to give her the opportunity to be honored in our spotlight after the year that she's had. Has missed some games dealing with family issues, but has returned and is raring to go for this game. So March 18th, these two teams faced off. Just a few weeks ago, it was a 2-1 win in double overtime for Villanova. Chloe O'Neill with the opening goal, and assist by one of the center backs in Weaver. And then Laura Hooper with the equalizer. And the winner in overtime coming from Sofia Kriza. Alexa Wanovic with the goal. You can hear Coach Kirian talking to her side. She wants to press a little bit higher. Villanova, a team that wants to possess out of the back, so it'll be an interesting matchup there. Molina showing off her footwork. Up the left side, Lanigan now down the middle. Austin coming in off the right wing. Looking for options around her. White shirt starting to get on her. Lanigan now on the ball. A collision, and Brinkman wins the tackle cleanly and tries to start the attack the other way. Seton Hall looking to generate chances in transition here. Senior captain Harrigan ridden off the ball in the end. Beautiful defending there from Stadler. And a back and forth game to open up here. Two teams with nothing to lose. And they'll both be looking for the win. Molina charging forward again. And now Kaza comes away with it. Kaza, Jamaican international out of Canada. Opportunity to get the start here today. Start for her. Raskowski not able to link up with her senior teammate. Her side's able to win it back. Neither team able to grab the momentum of this game here in the opening few minutes. What these coaches talked about, these two sides both setting up in a 4-3-3, similar systems, so they'll have played against it quite a few times in training. Both coaches thought they had an idea of how the other would want to stop them, but weren't positive, as McClay comes out and gets her hands on the ball there. Megan McClay getting the start here today. Maria Thomas, the freshman out of Bear, Delaware, has gotten 2 starts, 7 appearances off the bench, including 65 minutes in that matchup against Seton Hall, spanning the end of the game into the double overtimes. A lot of competition between those two in goal. I expect even more going forward for the Wildcats. So a long ball to Harrigan. Knocked around, and now Hooper gets on it. Hooper, a good ball over the top. Reszkowski trying to get to it first. Goes down before she can get a cross in, and it'll roll out for a goal kick. Good work there defensively from Wanovich. Do just enough to throw Reszkowski off. That's Reszkowski. She swapped between the 2 wings over the course of the season for Seton Hall. You see there that little contact, just enough. The Freehold, New Jersey native, one of the 6 seniors here. And Austin looking to go to work on the end line. Ball crossed the line just before she got the cross away, but a bright start to this one for Bree Austin. Exactly what Coach McLean wanted to see from the Miami native. This her 12th appearance of the year, only 4 appearances in 2019. Out with an ankle injury coming off that 7-goal season in 2018. They talked about in the open to help lead the team, including 2 goals against this Seton Hall squad that year. Well worked out of the back. Molina loses it under her own feet. Now a chance for Seton Hall to go the other way. Harrigan in a foot race on the far post, and won there by Stadler. Stadler has had the step on Harrigan so far in this one, but Harrigan did just enough to earn her side a corner kick. Set pieces was a key in this one, coming in for Coach Crinian. Felt like with how tight these games have been in the Big East, 4 overtime games already for Seton Hall, that set piece is an opportunity to maybe break through. Ball floated into the box, knocked down to the far post, and just too far for Abby Roberts to get a touch to it. One of the best looks of the game so far here for the home side, as McClay gets us back into play quickly.
You gotta look on 4.
And Weaver, ball tough to handle there for Austin, and she gets the foul called in her favor. So we take another look at this corner kick. Hooper floating it in. It looked like the final header there was from Harrigan. And dangerous area just on the top of the 6. McClay not comfortable coming out to claim it, and that's something that this coaching staff and this Seton Hall team will want to remember for the next time. Trying to be dangerous on those corner kicks.
There's so much I can't see on this field. I'm glad when I can see something.
Reszkowski back to the feet of Brinkman. The line, and now a battle there. Good job from Fortney. And Hooper can't get the ball away in midfield. Turnover could lead to an opportunity here. And Rosette will have stepped just a foot offside there. And so free kick coming back the other way for Seton Hall. And you can see the hand up there from the captain, Brinkman. Professional level there of calling out that handball. Intercepted there from Weaver. Big switch of the field once again. As Wanovich is flying forward. And play it into that half space between the center back and the fullback. Alexa Wanovich and Michaela Stadler, the 2 sophomore fullbacks, converted forwards, were expected to get into the attack to give the width offensively for this Villanova team. No coincidence that they've been two of the most dangerous creative players on this team, as they will slowly learn the position defensively. But those offensive instincts that they have as natural attacking players have been massively useful so far for the Villanova side. Big free kick coming up here once again. Hooper floats it in. It's alive in the box, knocked away first by a Villanova defender. Raskowski one-on-one, taken away by Wanovich. Handled well there by Villanova. Ball played out over the top. Lanigan looking to chase. This is what she's on the field to do, to stretch the back line and show her speed. And then Kaza recovers and takes it away. Wily play from the senior against the freshman. Lanigan showed off the Jets. And Kaza able to stick with the play, and now it's Seton Hall's chance to attack. Fortney chasing this one down. And the flag is up against Atlee Fortney. Fortney getting the start on senior day as well here. Only her 6th start of the season after 13 last year. Charlestown, West Virginia native. One of the great high school players in West Virginia history, and you can see her family out here, and they are very excited to honor Atlee for this game, and she's done a good job so far up top. We'll hope to potentially nip a goal here at some point. Of course, her getting the start means that Naomi Welch, the junior out of Scotland, who has been starting at center forward, is a weapon off the bench here for Coach Crinian. There's 15 minutes of this one played so far, as we expected a tight one between two teams sitting next to each other in the standings. Good cross here from Camilleri, header down, and the senior, Cassie Harrigan, with the goal. A perfect moment as two seniors link up, and they put their side ahead in front of their home fans. Danny Camilleri with her first assist of the season, and who else but the leading goal scorer, the captain of the side, Harrigan, with the header. She does such a good job with her momentum going backwards. The snap header, doesn't mind putting it in the ground, makes it impossible for McClay to get to it, and it was just about whether or not it'd find the inside of that far post. And for the second time this year, Seton Hall takes a 1-goal lead against Villanova. What a gorgeous ball from Camilleri. Hasn't had as many opportunities so far in this game to get forward, to be in that final third where she wants to be, and to create. What a huge moment to get her first assist of the year and put her team up. Harrigan, her 5th goal of the season. She continues to be the team leader. That's what she's been put out there to do. She's had almost all of the attacking threats so far come down her wing. A huge moment there, and the crowd absolutely loving it. For Villanova, they've been good in possession so far. But that young back line, they will make mistakes. Coach McLean knows that. He said they are out there to play through it this year, learn and be ready going forward, and showed a little bit on that play. A chance to push back into the attack here. It was Emily Ariano drawing the foul, and another set piece coming for Seton Hall. For the Pirates, it's been better this year than it was last year. More tight games, more overtimes, more competition. I want to show they're learning to get over that line. Adding to their lead would be huge here. It falls in the box, an opportunity, and it goes just wide. Goal kick coming. But a ball bouncing in the box, always an opportunity, and it fell to the forward, Fortney. She got a shot away. Was not able to get it on frame. Austin comes away with it, turns up field. Lanigan back. And Nelson with the switch of the field.
Ooh.
Blocked there by Raskowski. Raskowski's gonna have to be dialed in defensively in this one. We've seen how active Wanovich already is in trying to get up that line and get into the attack. And Kaza has her hands full already with Rosette here. The grad student attacking left midfielder. That one goes all the way through to the feet of Gordon. And Gordon getting an opportunity here to try and defend the lead rather than trying to get back into the game. And it's the perfect start for Seton Hall. Coach Kirian talked specifically and said, of course, everyone wants to start with a lead. She felt like it would really help this team set a tone and then be able to play the soccer they wanted to stay compact defensively and hit in transition. And now Villanova will have to extend their lines to look for the goal. Camilleri already sitting on assist. That one's blocked. It sneaks through to the feet of Lanigan. Good layoff. Opportunity for Rosette. She goes up the line. Austin tried to lay it off for herself. Brinkman read that one beautifully. Good idea there on the half turn, but turned over dangerously. You could see what Engel wanted to do. Just trying to let the momentum of the ball run for her so she could switch the field and closed down too quickly by McEnroy. Look at the overload right now on the left side for Villanova. All three attackers.
I'm guessing 53.
In that one part of the field. Rosette now. They're going to get to the end line. Gets the cross away, headed away by Roberts. Still alive somehow. And Kaza gets a foot to it. Second opportunity, Lanigan's cross will be in the arms of Gordon. See for Villanova, they're trying to get numbers around the ball, give options to pass short, create opportunities. And Austin has played all over the field
That means
in these
stay.
opening 20 minutes.
That means stay, don't move.
This is her counterpart in Harrigan. Harrigan's got the goal so far to put Seton Hall ahead. Dangerous moments there. Molina turns out of it beautifully, charging forward now. That's where Molina can be at her most dangerous. Good technique, attacking.
You guys better treat
Handled
me good,
very
or
well
you're
there.
gonna walk home from
Once
Seton
again
Hall.
by
from
Kaza
St. John's
and Engel combining
in
defensively.
the rain.
The sun's setting here at O&T Carroll Field. We'll probably hit darkness just in the final moments of this game. Couldn't ask for a better setting to close out soccer season. Of course, we're not used to having it in the spring. It means that the last game of the year is the nicest, where it used to be the opposite. Of course, no one knows what the future will hold in terms of scheduling, but flexibility from players and leagues and coaches all across the country just to get the soccer season in. Ball's knocked away. It'll be thrown to the away side. And Rosette here. It's been a phenomenal battle with Kaza all game. Big switch to the field. Stadler hasn't gotten forward as much. Turned away well by Ariano. Molina now under pressure, turns out of it beautifully. And now once again, Wanovich coming forward. Austin off the back shoulder of Kaza. Tries to beat Kaza to the end line. Takes one touch too many. Losing the ball out for a goal kick. You can hear Coach McLean talking to Austin. She had an opportunity to cross earlier. If she takes a cleaner touch, also she gets an opportunity, but looking to try and get to that end line and have that dangerous pullback. It's become so useful to every team around the world. A little bit of physicality in midfield. A free kick coming again for Seton Hall. Cassie Harrigan, the Beaverton, Oregon native, who was All-State her final year in high school, coming across the country to Seton Hall. 2 goals in her opening season. Was second on the team in shots last year. Her junior year becoming an attacking threat as this one comes in for Austin. And enough of a touch from Kaza to keep her off of it, and Gordon reads the cross beautifully and is out to handle it. And Harrigan showing her progression from freshman to senior year. Now 5 goals, 2 assists to lead the team in the attack this year. As you see now, Rosette and Austin have switched wings. You have to love that. Whether it's the players reading it themselves or the coach, to just change the points of attack. As the defender gets comfortable with their challenge, they throw a whole different player at them. Molina has had a bright start to this game. She's able to get around Camilleri. Down the line for Lanigan. Lanigan's able to keep it in play. 1-on-1, floats the cross in, headed away by Ariano. Falls here to McEnroy. Out wide for Stadler. Stadler with a left-footed shot, and it loops over the top of the crossbar. Good ball movement there from Villanova as they pushed for the equalizer in this one. See Stadler there. That left-footed attempt. The Glenview, Illinois native. She's got 1 goal already this year. Knocked away there by Brinkman. Was that deep in the corner? Double team gets it somehow to Lanigan. Roberts is able to recover. Abby Roberts, solid so far in this game alongside Brinkman at the center back position for Coach Kirian. Rosette pushes it by Ariano. A big cross to the far post. Too long for Wanovich. Wanovich runs it down in the corner, immediately closed by Reskowski. And it'll go out, and it'll be a throw-in favor of the Wildcats, taken quickly. Put away by Kaza once again. Now Molino closing on the ball. Look out wide. Wanovich with a big cross. Flicked on by Rosette. See the idea there, knowing Stadler was making the run, and look at how high Stadler and Wanovich are. Over the course of that play, it was Wanovich inside the 6, trying to get on the end of the first cross, and by the time the attack had recycled, Stadler had gotten in the box as well. So you can see the responsibility that Daniela Nelson has for this Villanova side to split in as the defensive midfielder and add the cover as the 3rd defender. And those fullbacks go up into the attack. As I said earlier, Coach Kirian knows now that her team's got that 1-goal lead, Villanova's going to have to stretch, have to push for that goal. And as those fullbacks go forward, it's going to leave openings to hit in transition for the Wildcat or for the Pirates. So the blind switch from Lanigan runs a little bit too long for Stadler. 14th minute goal by Harrigan. Standing up so far for Pirates here at home. Coach Kirian in her 2nd year as head coach. A Central Connecticut State alum. ton of success at Central Connecticut State over the course of her 7 years. Excuse me, as an assistant and head coach at Hartford, Central Connecticut State as a player out of Ireland. Looking at the Irish youth national team, she has a large segment of international players on this squad as well. Laura Hooper in midfield, one of her key pieces, a Scottish youth international herself. Amy Camilleri with the assist, the Canadian youth international. Because a Jamaican full international. We'll start at right back. Both these sides with a number of players who have played in U.S. youth national team camps as well. The U.S. continues to produce world-class players all across the country. Brinkman first to that one. Roberts under some pressure. And she'll go with the safest option, you could say. Puts that one out. Throw-in coming for Villanova. So Lanigan, this is her second start of her Villanova career. Her first came last game against Providence. She is getting the run out at center forward. The number of injuries, missing players across the team for Villanova. Mary Claire Lanigan, a Wyckoff, New Jersey native. 72 minutes against Providence. She is a clean player out of New Jersey, top 20 player in high school, multi-time all-region, all-state. Chance here for Austin in the box. The ball knocks around. Austin gets to it and chops it up over the top. And it looks like it was a block from Roberts to save it in the final moments for Seton Hall. A corner kick coming here for Villanova. You can see Roberts exclaiming to her teammates after that ball somehow bounced its way through. Austin, who has been a threat all game, getting on the end of it here as she battles through against Kaza, and Roberts gets a touch. The corner kick comes in, taken down by Gordon. A lot of traffic there, really well handled by the sophomore. Her first year at Seton Hall, her 11th start today. She has 0 shutouts this season. She has handled everything thrown at her so far in this first half. Angle under some pressure back into the feet of Roberts. Mariano brings that one down. To switch it back to Brinkman. Brinkman can't handle, but it may have worked out for her as Austin was closing her down. Camilleri's pass is deflected. Wanovich with a long ball over the top. Lanigan getting on her horse, and Brinkman understanding the speed of the freshman and beautifully guides that ball out for a goal kick. Saw Lanigan surprise Kaza a little bit earlier with her speed and got on the end of a long ball, and Brinkman looked like prepared right from the first kick there. Knew exactly how much space and time she needed to guide that ball out. Substitutes starting to warm up for Seton Hall along the side. There are 2 Villanova players down, and one draws the foul. It looks like it was Nelson. Senior defensive midfielder getting the call for her team. Villanova wanted to take that one quickly. Now Weaver will allow teammates to push up and plays it to her center back partner. Ball clipped to the top of the box, headed away by Engel. Molina somehow able to recover it for her team. A dangerous ball there, though, for Weaver. It was deflected by Fortney. Molina playing that one softly to the last man back. Lanigan can't get that one under control and gets called for the foul. Free kick coming here for Seton Hall. Seton Hall now playing comfortably the last 20 minutes or so with the lead. One big opportunity there from Austin that was deflected by Roberts. The most dangerous opportunity of the game. Seton Hall's kept the ball in front of them most of this half as Hooper tried to play it into the path of Harrigan. I believe a handball gets called against Laura Hooper. A Watford, UK native, transfer from Seattle University. With 2 goals last year in her debut season for Seton Hall. 3 goals, 3 assists in her 1 year out in Seattle. Well handled by Roberts and Hooper now. Breskowski pinching in off the right wing. Looking up the field for Harrigan, who's got space with Stadler up in the attack. Early cross played in, but it goes behind Fortney. And now Villanova able to recover. You could see already there. Any danger, any turnover unexpectedly. The fullbacks are high up the field, and Harrigan's got that space there to attack into. Lanigan now showing her speed. Engel sticking with it. 2 seniors close on Lanigan, and now Ariano trying to recover it. It looks like McKinroy is able to draw a foul there. There's a tug on the shirt as Bryce McKinroy was looking to create an opportunity, and now this is a dangerous chance for Villanova. They take it quickly. No one there to recover it, and Gordon out to take it. Every time Villanova gets a free kick, they're looking to go quick, and Gordon there with a big time save. She was trying to set up her wall. She was able to see that ball and recover. 3 subs getting ready to come on for Seton Hall. Looks like Naomi Welch will finally get into the game, as well as Emma Ramsey, as this cross comes in, and it's headed just wide from Breskowski. Her first look at goal of the game. And that's the opportunities that exist out wide for Seton Hall. And this time it was the fullback Ariano getting forward. As Breskowski's last touch of this first half. She comes off, as well as Fortney and Camilleri, who's got the assist on the only goal so far in this game. So Welch coming on, as does Emma Ramsey and Marissa DeFonso. We'll see how the subs come in here. Ball played over the top, an opportunity here, and just not enough on it. And the first touch of the game for Welch off the bench. And if she puts it either side of McClay, it's a 2-0 lead for the home team. And Welch gets a little toe to it as Lanigan now is going the other way for Villanova. Onto the top of the box, Rosette shot, and that one will fly over. And you got to think, if you're Welch starting this game on the sideline, you've been waiting for an opportunity like that, maybe came a little bit too quickly for her. Looks like Ramsey will be the one to go into central midfield in place of Camilleri. As you see here, DeFonso playing on the right wing, and Welch in at center forward in place of Fortney. A new challenge here defensively for Alexa Wanovich. Marissa DeFonso, junior out of Maryland. in her 9th appearance here today. Good pressure from her right off the bench. She brings down the throw in now and earns a corner kick for her side. Seton Hall dangerous in the opening 10 minutes of the game off a corner from the opposite wing. And you see again a number of bodies for Seton Hall in a bit of a stack on the top of the box. We've seen this one floated right towards the top of the 6. This time once again, headed away well defensively by Villanova. Angle looking to turn under pressure. One expertly and up into the attack. Lanigan trying to make something happen even without numbers. As Stadler flies forward. And then we'll drop it back and look to cycle possession. A big switch to Rosette. Hennigan coming to the ball. Early cross to the far post, and Wanovich puts it just an inch over the crossbar. Villanova using every single inch of the field, sideline to spread out this Seton Hall defense. It's Wanovich from left back, sprays it out wide right. And then Lanigan gets on the ball and looking to return the favor to that far post. Wanovich with a 50-yard run after delivering that pass and a bullet header just over the top of the crossbar. Another good look here for Villanova as we enter the final few moments of this first half. Welch now. She was trying to find the feet of one of the other substitutes, Ramsey. Good run out of midfield there from Emma Ramsey. Ramsey's toggled in and out of the starting lineup this season. Been Hooper as a mainstay in that central midfield and sort of a battle at times to partner her. Angle now making her 9th start at defensive midfield. Harrigan can't get that one under control. Her 13th minute goal, or 14th minute goal, excuse me. Still standing up right now for Seton Hall as the 1-0 lead. A really well played match between these two sides. As expected, sitting right next to each other in the standings. Double overtime game already this year as McClay comes out and takes that one just in front of DeFonso. It's dangerous once again on that right wing. Hooper put under pressure by Molina. She's able to hold off. Villanova midfielder, now Molina wins it to the feet of Austin. Molino, normally more of an attacking midfielder, a number 10, being asked to slide deeper today with some of the missing pieces for Villanova, and it suited her well so far in this game. Once again, she breaks lines into the feet of Lanigan. Wanovich with an early ball over the top. Gordon reads it perfectly. Takes it off that first bounce. And she's going to have to be aware of that pressure. Those early deep crosses have been dangerous from both sides for Villanova, but they have not been enough. Seton Hall still has the lead here. Villanova preparing to make their first substitutions of the game. Gordon goes right up the middle with that one. Ariano trying to find the feet of Welch. Cut out by Weaver. And Ariano beautifully wins that one back from McEnroy. Right now, Villanova's counter press fairly aggressive. So Seton Hall been forced to just boot it long a couple times rather than finding feet and having time to breathe and possess out of the back. Ariano slowly dribbling back into her own half. Roberts turns it over in a dangerous area. Austin looks to cut back. Charging into the box now. Austin's shot is blocked, and Roberts able to recover. And now Gordon's under pressure. The counter press once again from Villanova, but Seton Hall take advantage here in transition. As his ball didn't have enough on it to beat that back line. Weaver just trying to get it back into the attacking half quickly. And Stadler now flying forward. Early cross from her, and Gordon once again feasting on these crosses. She's maybe a little complaint on the contact from Lanigan. Grace Gordon has been called on quite a lot as this first half has worn on, and so far stepping up to all that she's been asked to do as the whistle goes against Harrigan. So a free kick coming here. The dying moments of this first half, if you're Seton Hall, just trying to hang on here and get into the halftime with this lead. As Gordon's out in front of Rosette to take that one. You like what you've seen for most of this half. If you're Coach Kirian in the halftime huddle, you trying to get a little rest, try and get some breath back into your team and see if you can find a way to either possess the ball a little bit more so you're not under pressure throughout the entire second half, or where to target to be more dangerous when they win the ball in offensive transitions. Seeing Harrigan get one or two opportunities when Stadler's pushed forward down the left wing. Seton Hall look to try and target that in the second half. McKinroy somehow gets away from two defenders, then goes sliding in. And she will get the foul call, getting pushed in the back before she slid. In the final 2 minutes of this first half here, another opportunity, Villanova pushing a ton of bodies forward into the box. Seton Hall looking to hold their line on the top of the 18. Weaver floats this one in. Headed down by the senior captain, Harrigan. A huge header there, and now Engel in transition. She doesn't have a ton of numbers with her. Welch running that back line, and she was not able to keep herself onside. It was really the only option Engel had besides trying to go coast to coast by herself. Well handled there by those freshman center backs
the first half, 1 minute.
to hold their line. Engel charging at you. Weaver takes the step up. And I guess Ashman stepping up just in time to get herself, or to get her opponent called offside. So Villanova had sent 3 substitutes to the sideline to come on. They had not had an opportunity to, and they've just been called back. So Tarabasso, Beedlem, and Ruiz will not get an opportunity in this first half. As another one, a cross played in, and finally the breakthrough. Who else but Sam Rosette, the grad student. She swapped from the left to the right wing, and she finally gets her breakthrough for her second goal this season. And you see there Gordon beaten, and there's nothing she could do about that one. It's been cross after cross for Villanova.
10 seconds.
And in the
9,
dying seconds
8,
of the first half,
7,
they
6,
finally
5,
get the
4,
goal. A
3,
huge moment
2,
there
1.
for the Bronx, New York native. Her second goal of the season. As I said, you can see what it means to her with the smile. Her team huffed and puffed throughout that first half, and finally, in the final minute, they blew the house down on Grace Gordon and got the equalizing goal. So not any surprises for us in that we expected it would be a tight one. These two teams have already played to a 2-1 game this year, next to each other in the standings, and we are at 1-1 at halftime. We'll be back in just a moment with a look around the Big East here on the Big East Digital Network.
What can great minds do?
While at Seton Hall, I interned with the Superior Court of New Jersey, and that inspired me to go to law school.
I am a physics and civil engineering major, and I want to work on infrastructure in underdeveloped countries.
I'm the news director at one of the top college radio stations in the country.
I'm working with my professor on research that could help athletes during sudden cardiac events.
I started my own business, Classic Soccer Cleats, and I just sold it to a company in England.
Come see for yourself what great minds can do.
What is a Villanovan? In 30 seconds? Well, Villanovans aim high. Top 50 National University high. We think fast and stay connected. V's up. Villanovans think deeply, push boundaries, and go, go, go! Still with me? We climb corporate ladders and these ladders. This campus is our home, but you can find us almost anywhere. Villanovans have big hearts and solve even bigger problems, and we celebrate together. Ignite change, go Nova.
If your money is working toward the same goals, why keep it in different places? SoFi is a one-stop shop for your finances, designed to work better together. Spend with SoFi and get cashback rewards that automatically go toward your goals, like investing in stocks, ETFs, and crypto. That's better together. Or pay down your SoFi debt sooner. That's better together. And that's how SoFi is helping millions get their money right.
What can great minds do?
While at Seton Hall, I interned with the Superior Court of New Jersey, and that inspired me to go to law school.
I am a physics and civil engineering major, and I want to work on infrastructure in underdeveloped countries.
I'm the news director at one of the top college radio stations in the country.
I'm working with my professor on research that could help athletes during sudden cardiac events.
I started my own business, Classic Soccer Cleats, and I just sold it to a company in England.
Come see for yourself what great minds can do.
What is a Villanovan? In 30 seconds? Well, Villanovans aim high. Top 50 National University high. We think fast and stay connected. V's up. Villanovans think deeply, push boundaries, and go, go, go! Still with me? We climb corporate ladders and these ladders. This campus is our home, but you can find us almost anywhere. Villanovans have big hearts and solve even bigger problems, and we celebrate together. Ignite change, go Nova.
A perfect evening for soccer here in South Orange, New Jersey. Seton Hall University hosting Villanova Wildcats for the final game of the season. Senior night, a 1-1 tie at halftime as these two teams have gone toe-to-toe here in this opening half. David Goss here with you on the Big East Digital Network. Let's take a look around the rest of the conference as some teams closing out the season today, other teams with still some games to play, and a huge one out west as Butler knocks off Creighton. It looks like Butler will take over as the top team in their conference, which means they'll be a 1 seed in the Big East tournament. And Savage continuing to lead the way, the second leading goal scorer in the conference. And she has pushed Butler to this phenomenal 9-1 season over the course of this year. And that as good a game as we think we're going to get, except we got the Big East tournament around the corner, and these two teams still with some big games to play in that one. Let's continue to look at the other scores, the two other games that have finished so far already today. Marquette getting the 1-0 win over Xavier. So Marquette continuing a strong year for them. In the other conference, these two teams, of course, are not in the Midwest Division. Marquette looking to push through as the number 2 team in the Midwest Division, and they could be on their way to a Big East tournament appearance. And then the final game that has finished so far today, Providence versus St. John's. as Garziano gets the goal for the Red Storm to give them that 1-goal lead before Providence was able to pip them back late in the game and tie it 1-1. So for St. John's, getting that tie means they'll probably secure at least 4th place in the East as we take a look at the full standings. We start with that East Division. Georgetown currently in 1st place. Looks like they will be moving on to the Big East tournament. Expected that UConn will as well. Providence will be a neutral site host. Providence Friars getting close to getting their way in, but Georgetown has been phenomenal all season, led by Gia Vicari, the leading scorer in the division, and of course, Jenna Metna, the leading assist creator. And then look at the Midwest, Butler flying on top of the Midwest, and then Marquette and Creighton going to fight it out for 2nd place in the Midwest. Coming into the day, Creighton was sitting in 2nd, and now Marquette, it looks like, has moved ahead of them. It's still all to play for going into the Big East tournament. That's what these teams care about the most. It's been a phenomenal year of soccer in the Big East, and it continues on right through the end as we have our last game of the season for Seton Hall and Villanova tied at 1-1 right now. We've got first half highlights and second half action coming in just a moment here on the Big East Digital Network.
What can great minds do?
While at Seton Hall, I interned with the Superior Court of New Jersey, and that inspired me to go to law school.
I am a physics and civil engineering major, and I want to work on infrastructure in underdeveloped countries.
I'm the news director at one of the top college radio stations in the country.
I'm working with my professor on research that could help athletes during sudden cardiac events.
I started my own business, Classic Soccer Cleats, and I just sold it to a company in England.
Come see for yourself what great minds can do.
What is a Villanovan? In 30 seconds? Well, Villanovans aim high. Top 50 National University high. We think fast and stay connected. V's up. Villanovans think deeply, push boundaries, and go, go, go! Still with me? We climb corporate ladders and these ladders. This campus is our home, but you can find us almost anywhere. Villanovans have big hearts and solve even bigger problems, and we celebrate together. Ignite change, go Nova.
If your money is working toward the same goals, why keep it in different places? SoFi is a one-stop shop for your finances, designed to work better together. Spend with SoFi and get cashback rewards that automatically go toward your goals, like investing in stocks, ETFs, and crypto. That's better together. Or pay down your SoFi debt sooner. That's better together. And that's how SoFi is helping millions get their money right.
What can great minds do?
While at Seton Hall, I interned with the Superior Court of New Jersey, and that inspired me to go to law school.
I am a physics and civil engineering major, and I want to work on infrastructure in underdeveloped countries.
I'm the news director at one of the top college radio stations in the country.
I'm working with my professor on research that could help athletes during sudden cardiac events.
I started my own business, Classic Soccer Cleats, and I just sold it to a company in England.
Come see for yourself what great minds can do.
What is a Villanovan? In 30 seconds? Well, Villanovans aim high. Top 50 National University high. We think fast and stay connected. V's up. Villanovans think deeply, push boundaries, and go, go, go! Still with me? We climb corporate ladders and these ladders. This campus is our home, but you can find us almost anywhere. Villanovans have big hearts and solve even bigger problems, and we celebrate together. Ignite change, go Nova.
Sun's starting to set at O&T Carroll Field in South Orange, New Jersey. It has been a perfect day for soccer and a phenomenal first half between the Seton Hall Pirates and the Villanova Wildcats. To close out the season, let's take a look at our first half highlights. So far in this one, a dangerous game. Both teams with opportunities both ways. Bree Austin, who we highlighted off the top of the show, has been everywhere as an attacker, the senior for Villanova, covering a ton of ground. Seton Hall, they wanted to be dangerous on set pieces. An early opportunity here. Cassie Harrigan goes just wide, but then she gets her header right. A beautiful ball from Danny Camilleri, the senior, with her first assist of the year, and Harrigan, the captain, on her final game as a Seton Hall Pirate, gets her 5th goal of the season. The snap header down to the far post, bouncing just past the outstretched hands of McClay. And then the attack started to pour on for Villanova as they look to get back in this one. The wingers and the fullbacks getting high up the field, creating chances. Seton Hall with a couple really good looks on the counterattack in transition, but it was Stadler serving in balls from the right side to finally break through off the head of Sam Rosette, her 2nd goal of the year. And Stadler putting together her 2nd assist of the year from that right back position she's learning so well over the course of this year. And now we are tied at 1-1. These two teams facing off for the 2nd time this year. Last game, a 1-0 lead for Seton Hall, a 1-1 equalizer for Villanova, and it took it all the way to double overtime before Villanova got the 2-1 win. As we take a look at first half stats here for these two sides. For the Seton Hall goalkeeper, Grace Gordon, the one save she's had to make. A lot of action around her. She's mainly had to come out and take crosses. McClay, one save herself. That's 8 shots so far for Villanova to 5 shots from Seton Hall. Shows you a little bit about who's had more of the attack and more of the possession. We'll be back here on the Big East Digital Network in just a moment with all your second half action, as these two teams have 45 minutes left in their season, all to play for here at O&T Carroll Field.
What is a Villanovan in 30 seconds? Well, Villanovans aim high. Top 50 National University high. We think fast and stay connected. V's up. Villanovans think deeply, push boundaries, and go, go, go! Still with me? We climb corporate ladders and these ladders. This campus is our home, but you can find us almost anywhere. Villanovans have big hearts and solve even bigger problems, and we celebrate together. Ignite change, go Nova.
What can great minds do?
While at Seton Hall, I interned with the Superior Court of New Jersey, and that inspired me to go to law school.
I am a physics and civil engineering major, and I want to work on infrastructure in underdeveloped countries.
I'm the news director at one of the top college radio stations in the country.
I'm working with my professor on research that could help athletes during sudden cardiac events.
I started my own business, Classic Soccer Cleats, and I just sold it to a company in England.
Come see for yourself what great minds can do.
The sun has dipped behind the trees as we are playing out final few moments of sunlight here on the 2021 season for the Seton Hall Pirates and the Villanova Wildcats. Locked in at 1-1 on senior night. We get started here in the second half. They take an aggressive play there from Villanova. Got a player down on the field for Seton Hall. All of their starters return for the beginning of the second half. Grace Gordon in goal, Emily Kaza at right back, Danny Brinkman and Abby Roberts, the center back pairing, and Emily Ariano At left back, Izzy Engel, partnering Laura Hooper and Danny Camilleri in central midfield. Alyssa Reskowski on the right side of the attack. As Atlee Fortney, the senior, leads at the point of the attack. And our goal scorer, senior captain for Seton Hall, Cassie Harrigan, getting the start once again on the left side. Villanova pushes forward once again. Wanovich with the cross. Rosette, the goal scorer, brings it down off her thigh. Not able to link up with a teammate, and Harrigan gets it up the field quickly. Fortney now lining up and knocked away. Well there by Emma Weaver, the freshman at center back alongside her classmate Lauren Ashman. The right back, Michaela Stadler, who had the assist on the goal in the dying moments of the first half, coming back out to start the second half. And Alexa Wanovich, the starting left back in the game, who may have been the most active player of that first half on either side. Ball down the line here. Reskowski gets it under control, an opportunity to cross, gets it in the box, and McClay gets her hands on it. There was Harrigan sitting on that far post, hoping that one would make it all the way through. The same midfield three for Villanova in this second half. Daniela Nelson as the defensive midfielder. Nikki Molina will help her out and play as the 8. And Bryce McKinry with this pass down the line, playing as the attacking midfielder. Brie Austin looking to go one-on-one. As it knocked away by Ariano. A tackle there from the junior. Can't keep possession for her side. So Austin in this attacking front three with Rosette, who puts pressure there on Gordon. And the freshman, Mary Claire Lanigan. Second start of the season, second straight game getting the start. A number of players out for a multitude of reasons. Lanigan playing the full 45 in the first half. We've seen her speed, her ability to get behind the defense and create some dangerous opportunities. So looking for her first goal of her college soccer career. Long shot from Engel. It was searching out that far post and bounces just wide. Good start to the second half here from Seton Hall. A few good half chances as they push into the attack. There's the angle you see there. Senior out of Crescent, Pennsylvania. No goals so far this year, but did have an assist in the opener against St. Joseph's. Playing out her Seton Hall career here today. One of 6 seniors being honored before the game. As Hooper with the long shot. And that one bounces wide. So Villanova out shooting Seton Hall in the first half, but the Pirates coming out and peppering McClay's goal to start this second half. And you see Seton Hall now pushing their numbers a little bit higher, trying to put some pressure on Villanova. Floated up the side to Wanovich. Reskowski immediately able to win that ball. Wanovich and Reskowski shoulder to shoulder. Wanovich is able to guide that one out. Villanova, a team that wants to build out of the back, wants to go short and create off their goal kicks. Seton Hall here opening the second half with a higher line defensively. And you can hear Coach McLean specifically say to his team, I want to build out, as McClay waves everyone forward and goes long here off the goal kick. And now you've got the chess match going. Coach Carrion with her response on the first half. And how will the Villanova Wildcats react here to the higher line from Seton Hall defensively in this second half? We said coming into the game, 2 teams play a similar style, so they'll be well coached and well trained in how to operate and play against the 4-3-3. These 2 coaches have in their hats here. See a couple fans up in the parking garage. I get a glimpse for the last time of the year of this Seton Hall Pirates squad. As was a bright start to the game for them. This woman, Danny Camilleri, with her first assist of the year, beautifully floated ball to the back post. And Cassie Harrigan headed down in the 14th minute, and then an equalizer with 22 seconds left in the first half from Sam Rosette. The assist by Stadler. Referee now Mike Shepard. And this ball floats through for Hooper. Hooper's able to push it wide. An opportunity here. Breskowski in on goal, lays it off, and the goal is offside. The flag goes up. It was some beautiful teamwork from Alyssa Breskowski, but one pass too many as Fortney sees her goal taken off the board. Breskowski in one-on-one. Thought she might try and just finish it around McClay, who was out. Still up, a chance for Breskowski to go by the goalkeeper and put it in. Laid it off for Fortney. You love to see a willing teammate, but Fortney not in an onside position, and that wipes a goal off the board. Would have been a huge start to the second half for Seton Hall, just as they did in the first half to take a lead, force Villanova to chase. And now across the other way, and Gordon handles that one. She's definitely getting her crossing practice in this game, as these Villanova fullbacks have peppered her box throughout the course of this game. It's been all Seton Hall attack here to open this second half, as it was in the first half. Is there another goal here in this one for the Pirates? And you got to tip your cap to Breskowski for being so selfless to try and pass that one off. And at the same time, put through on goal. That was an opportunity for her to put her head down and place that one in the far post. Mariano turns it over. Molina has been bright in this one. He's been fearless with the ball in midfield, turning out of pressure and creating opportunities, as now the pressure comes on Nelson. Seton Hall a little more aggressive in their defensive pressure in this second half. It's already created that big opportunity for Breskowski. Ball sung quickly for Wanovich. Wanovich with a long shot. Handled simply by Gordon. For Villanova, how much energy do they have to keep this up? There's a 2-1 loss to Providence in their last game, coming off the back of that 1-0 loss to UNC, the number 2 team in the nation, just a week ago. This time Fortney coming in off the wing, gets it to the feet of Hooper. Hooper looking for that central pass. Just trying to get into the path of Harrigan. And as well defensively, good close here from Engel. The defensive pressure still high for Seton Hall. Now a chance for Breskowski. She floats that shot just wide of the near post. So didn't shoot the first time. Now Breskowski getting her shooting boots on, as you see the player down on the field for Villanova. It looks like it may be Danielle Nelson. The trainers come on the field, but for Alyssa Breskowski and 5 of her teammates, this will be the last game they'll play in the Seton Hall Pirates jersey, as a celebration pregame for those seniors. An awesome opportunity for all 6 of them who have represented this program so well over the years. It's been, of course, a tough season for everyone around the world, just trying to get through. But for these seniors, this is a moment you dream about and think about your whole careers. Izzy Engel, a part of that group, Atlee Fortney, Cassie Harrigan, of course, who has the goal, Emily Kaza, who got the start in this one and has been phenomenal at the back. Of course, you see Alyssa Breskowski there, and Danny Camilleri, graduating with a degree in biology. Had an opportunity for her mother and her father to come here and watch this game in person. See pictures, each one of them gifted, as well as the flowers. And you saw those seniors, all 6 of them get an opportunity to start and come out flying in this one. And talked with Coach Carrion about that group, and she talked about what leaders they have been for her group, how big they've been. So she's so excited for what they can do. Cassie Harrigan there specifically. Coach Carrion talked about how much she was dying to win this game. She's been a leader and a threat all season, she said, and Harrigan now has become the first name on opponents' scouting reports, yet she's still been able to find ways to score goals. 5 goals now on the season. Because it'll be Alexa Wanovich being helped off the field. You never want to see that, and hopefully she'll be able to come back quickly. But for Harrigan, those 5 goals helping lead her towards the top of the Big East this season in the scoring charts. Sitting at 5th, she'd be tied for 4th on the whole year in the conference in goals if she's not able to at least score another one in this game, which is a phenomenal return for the senior out of Oregon. Villanova here a chance to go short. So the injury to Wanovich means that Villanova will have to make a substitute for the first time in this game. McKinroy looking for a teammate. Sit wide. Stadler now 1v1 with Ariano. Already has an assist this game. Now she takes her own shot and it'll sneak through to Gordon. So Villanova preparing their substitute now. You never want to see a player have to go off injured. It's always the worst. And Sophia Kriza is getting ready to come on. Kriza, of course, scoring the winner in that double overtime game against Seton Hall earlier this year. That's Regan Smith as well, who's already come in. There's a like-for-like change for Wanovich at the left back position. So Smith filling in, and we'll see who Kriza comes in for. Early ball from Smith. Got away, now Molina trying to keep the attack alive. And Hooper here pushing the other way. She's got numbers. Teammates down the right. Hooper goes with the shot herself. Safely into the arms of McClay. Hooper had 3 runners with her. Like Reskowski was open along the right side. Hooper choosing to go for the shot as Engel now closing there on Molina, and Austin off to the races against Ariano. Help coming from Engel. Crosses, goes all the way through the box. McEnroy looking for a teammate, and Engel covering every inch of ground right now. So he helps defensively on one side of the box and then gets to the other side to clear that ball out. There's now Fortney, an opportunity to let the pressure off a little for Seton Hall and maybe hit on the counterattack. It's going to be a big part of this second half for the Seton Hall side. Was that able to lay that one off? Flanagan get going immediately. McKinroy has her pass blocked. You could see a little frustration there from McKinroy after that one. As now Camilleri starts the attack for the Pirates. Beautiful slip pass there to Harrigan. Closed down, she cuts by Weaver, trying to place it in the far post. Ambitious attempt from the senior, but when you're sitting on that goal streak, she is, can understand the confidence. Substitute coming here for Villanova. Beetleman, who was waiting in the dying minutes of the first half to come on and never got the opportunity, comes in, and it'll be a like-for-like sub at defensive midfield in place of Nelson. So Beetleman with her first appearance of the game. And now flying forward once again is the Wildcats. Rosette, the goal scorer from the first half. Trying to maintain the attack. Beetleman with her first touch of the second half. Smith going to play a deep cross. Knocked away. Kaza heads it down. Good day for Emily Kaza. Now in a battle with Lanigan. Cross somehow gets into the box. Roberts with the slide tackle does just enough to get it away, and Brinkman will clear. Numbers in the attack in transition for the Pirates if they're able to move quickly here. Reskowski flying forward into the feet of Fortney. Fortney's got some white shirts around her. Into the run of Harrigan and knocked away. Handled well defensively from Ashman. And it'll be a corner kick coming for the Pirates. Been dangerous off corners so far in this game. All 11 players back to defend for Villanova. A stack of white jerseys on the top of the box. Camilleri shows to take it short, and Hooper now will float it in. Right on the top of the 6. It bounces in the box. Still alive for Seton Hall. Still alive in the 18. And finally out wide towards Hooper. Harrigan knocks it down for her teammate. Big tackle there from Stadler. She's only able to get it as far as Ariano's feet. Hooper, a chance to shoot, blocked by the freshman Weaver. Villanova shaky right now, defending set pieces, allowing that ball to bounce in the box, and Seton Hall having 2 or 3 bites at it now. Not something the Wildcats will want to keep up here. But Seton Hall knows they can be dangerous on set pieces as they go through this game as they've been so far. So it was about 15 minutes into the first half where we saw the opening goal from Harrigan. So we hit that mark here in the second half. And this game's starting to get a little bit more disjointed. As you can see, midfield being bypassed, and it's led to a lot more opportunities for these two sides, offensively going both ways. So Seton Hall will blast this one long over the top of the back line, just touched by Weaver. Otherwise, Reskowski and Fortney were in on goal. Really well taken free kick there from Roberts, and Lanigan once again showing her ability to turn out of pressure and turn on the Jets. Out wide for Rosette. Rosette with the shot, saved by Gordon and cleared away by Roberts. End-to-end action here at O&T Carroll Field. These two teams duking it out in the final game of the season. Looking for bragging rights. And Rosette looking for her second goal of the game. Shut down by Gordon on that one. Throwing coming deep in the attacking half for Reagan Smith. Rosette puts it across. Knocked down by Ariano. Shot from Molina. And applause from the Villanova sideline off that first time hit from Nikki Molina. Just a junior. He's had a tough year. Trying to get on the field, trying to get fit, trying to get healthy. And you see her sparkling so far in this final game. As Seton Hall prepares a line change of subs, 3 subs up on the sideline now. It's been a phenomenal second half as both these teams, as you'd expect, have gone for it here. Nothing to lose, the final game of the season. So Naomi Welch coming on, as well as Ramsey for Seton Hall. We saw them both make substitute appearances in the first half. Lauren DiPietro checks in as well. She has been the starting right back throughout much of this season for Seton Hall. Taken out for senior day for Emily Kaza, who has had a phenomenal performance. In light of that, and now DiPietro getting a chance to bring some fresh legs back in. Shortly taken by Seton Hall, quickly put in by Engel, cleared away by Rosette. Good play there from Seton Hall to recognize the Wildcats sleeping and try and take advantage. It was a goal line clearance from Rosette that keeps Villanova level at 1-1 here. Ariano not able to beat the pressure as Lanigan tries to float this one in. It goes over the top. McEnroy's chance, and she curls it wide. It sat up beautifully for Villanova number 9. Was not able to wrap her foot around it. You see there, that's as good a look as you're gonna get. You gotta think that's one that McEnroy is gonna think about on the bus ride home later tonight, especially if her team's not able to find a winner. Off the back of that opportunity, Sophia Kriza did finally check in for Villanova. The Katona, New York native. As Molino works a good one too with Austin. And Roberts clears it away, out of danger. So Kirza coming on in place of Smith, who came on for Wanovich at left back. It looks like Kirza will go in at that left back position as well. Coming here for the away team, trying to take their first lead of the game, potentially. Floated in, and it goes high and wide of Gordon's goal, so a wasted chance there for Villanova. See there, Lauren Ashman taking that free kick. Talked about it in the first half. Ashman and Weaver, the freshman center backs. Ashman out of Binghamton, New York, two-time All-State in high school, alongside Emma Weaver, who was voted All-Decade team in Illinois, one of the best midfielders in the country. And those two learning to play as center backs, ball-playing center backs that can be a threat and control the tempo for that Villanova team. And you saw today for them the quality, the talent that's there, but still learning that position. As Austin tries to go down the line for Lanigan. Ariano closes it down. Molino with a missed touch the other way. Hooper trying to spray it wide. Beautiful ball over the top. Reskowski in on goal here, one-on-one, and her shot goes wide. Pursued by Kirza, who didn't give up on the play. It was a gorgeous ball over the top from Hooper. The blind switch right in the path of Kirza is the exact ball you wanted to see. And Reskowski at full speed, just not able to get her feet under her and direct that one on goal, but she has been a threat all second half here for the Pirates off that right side. And once again now Seton Hall extending their pressure, and they force Villanova here to go long. And it's exactly what Coach McLean doesn't want to see. And so that's a win in the column for Coach Krinian in the chess match between these two sides. Deep throw incoming will be taken here by DiPietro. Reskowski can't get it under control. Ashman steps up well to handle it. Molino closed down by Engel. Those two have had a great battle in central midfield. Engel wins this one. Up the line here for Welch. 1v1. Welch gets it into the box somehow. Ramsey trying to turn. Hooper with the shot, and it's blocked. Emergency defending now for Villanova. Seton Hall starts to turn the screws a little offensively. Harrigan to win it off the foot of Austin, and what a battle there. Austin comes right back and wins it again. And now Molina looking to start the attack. Lanigan off and flying. She's got McEnroy to her left if she sees her. Trying to cut back on Engel. Takes the shot, and it's blocked by Roberts. Claims her handball. Not responded to by the referee. And now Ariano going the other way. We have end-to-end action here. No chance to breathe for either of these sides. As now Weaver pulls it back into the safe feet of Nelson. A little over 21 minutes left to play here. Two teams that want the win to close the season. We've seen how much it means to these two sides. So much put into it already. It's been a phenomenal game. Rosette puts it across. Gordon can't get a touch. And it somehow gets past the outstretched foot of Stadler. And that is a huge opportunity. Stadler set up Rosette for the opening goal for Villanova. And Rosette looking to return the favor there. And Stadler, another deep run for the fullback. Just inches away. We saw her almost set up her fullback partner Wanovich in the first half, who put a header just over the crossbar. As Beetleman will come back on now in place of Molina. Gordon blasts this one long. Beetleman bringing some fresh legs into central midfield. Similar to this woman Ramsey did for Seton Hall off the bench. Dances both ways here in this second half. Tied on shots 14-14. It was 8-5 Villanova in the first half, so you can see how much Seton Hall's put in offensively already in this second half. Engel with the beautiful win in the open field and trying to restart the attack. Seton Hall's got numbers forward. Reskowski now switching it to Harrigan. Harrigan gets it under her feet, and her shot into the hands of McClay. Beautiful read from Reskowski. Ball on the ground, an opportunity for Harrigan to settle and get her body over it. It just didn't put it either side of the goalkeeper. As Villanova bombs forward looking for the winner. There are gaps there. We've seen all can be quick in transition when they win the ball. Engel did very well there to win it in the open field and then quickly start the attack. Ramsey now. Big switch right into the path of DiPietro. Back into the feet of Ramsey. Well sustained possession now for Seton Hall. DiPietro, a ton of space to get forward. Reskowski one-on-one with the substitute, puts it between her legs. And recovered there. Good cover from the center back. Brinkman able to play out of pressure. The work Bree Austin puts in defensively just to get there and get in Ariano's eyesight. Stadler turns it back over. McEnroy trying to ride the tackle. Her and Harrigan going toe-to-toe, and McEnroy gets away with it. She's got Austin to her right, puts it down the line. Cross coming here for Austin, over the head of everyone and out the other side. Looks like it'll be a throw in deep in the half. You can see everything that Bree Austin has put into this game. Coach McLean talked to me before the game about how big she has been as a leader for this team, how tough the year has been. She's persevered through it all, and you have seen a phenomenal performance here today. on the right, on the left, popping up in the middle, reading the game, pressing when not in possession, attacking when she is. What a player Brie Austin is, and finishing out her Villanova career and hoping to do it with a win, as we do have a substitute now. Jasmine Ruiz coming on. Ruiz was waiting to come on right at the end of the first half and never got an opportunity. The Montgomery, Illinois native, as this cross is knocked away. Inrod can't get her foot around that one. Harrigan now with a ton of space to dribble into. Ramsey making a lung-busting run down the middle. This ball is going to sneak through for Welch and closed down by Ashman. It almost sat perfectly for Welch. Beautiful ball over the top from Harrigan on the run. As Seton Hall makes 2 substitutions here. Julia Aronov coming on, as well as Marissa DiFonso, who got an appearance in the first half off the bench. So it looks like Reskowski will get a breather here. A huge second half from her. She has been the main attacking threat on the right wing. As DiFonso now gets right into the action. Her teammates wanted a foul in favor. Referee says play on, and now we go the other way. Beetleman can't find a teammate. Another opportunity for Seton Hall there to try and attack quickly in transition. A dangerous ball from DiPietro in the middle of the field. And McKinroy gonna find, she had 2 runners there. Could not catch up. And Aronoff losing possession. Ruiz now gonna get it under control. Brinkman stepping out, winning it back for her team. Beautiful turn from Hooper. She tried to hit her teammate DiFonso in stride. You can see the quality Laura Hooper brings to the game, how excited this program is that she'll be coming back next year. 1 more year as McKinroy now comes off. So she'll get her first breather of the game. Ciara Tarabasso, a transfer from Rutgers, coming on. Her 17th appearance off the bench this year. Big chance for some players who haven't gotten the minutes they wanted this year to make their name here right at the end of the season. Slide tackle from Ashman, again does just enough defensively. And then able to play right out into her teammates' feet, won back by Engel. And the difference of the second half has been the aggression in the counter press for the Seton Hall side. They've not allowed Villanova as much time and space to build out of the back, and they've been able to turn the Wildcats over in some dangerous situations. Question is there a match winner on either side? Is there a hero here on the final game of the season? In white or blue, put their team over the top. 2 teams been even in almost every aspect this year, except the 1 goal with 23 seconds to play to win it in double overtime for Villanova in their first matchup. Really the only difference between these 2 sides in record or stats. Ariano, good battle there, wins it off Lanigan. Seton Hall able to get some possession, chance to breathe a little bit. It'll actually be a free kick coming for the Pirates. And Abby Roberts, the center back, will head forward to bring her height into the box. It's going to be Hooper to serve it. She's tried to float these balls right into the top of the 18 so far in this game. Get just enough on that one. Engel can't flick it on. And Ruiz trying to launch the counterattack. Good ball from her. Ariano reads it perfectly. Knocked down, but another Villanova player able to pick it up. Tarabasso over wide to Ruiz. Closed down by DiPietro, showing her fresh legs off the bench. trying to put it into the path of Welch the other way and intercepted once again by Ashman. Welch gonna go to work. Gets that cross away. And a bump in the back there in the box. Ball floats over both players. No indication of a penalty kick at all. Defending there on that far post by. Looked like Kirza. Kirza and Stadler have swapped wings now. Stadler going to left back and Kirza coming over to right back. And another opportunity here in behind for Seton Hall. Shot comes across and McClay gets on top of that one. A huge opportunity again. DeFonso down that right side. It's been a problem. That's probably why Coach McLean swapped Stadler over to the left back position with Wanovich going out with an injury early in this second half. You saw Reskowski with 2 or 3 dangerous opportunities. And now DeFonso as well along that right side. Villanova trying to stem the bleeding a little bit. Seton Hall dropping off. We haven't seen them do that much this half. Giving space for Villanova. Ariano, another big win from her. Beautiful layoff from Hooper. Ramsey going forward. She pushes it wide. DeFonso on the ball, coming forward now. She's got a ton of white shirts in the box, puts it over everyone's head, and McClay punches it over the crossbar. Everyone thinking DeFonso's gonna cross, including myself. She tries to sneak one over the head of Megan McClay. On the run, and McClay does just enough to keep it out. 1-1 game here. These two teams looking to close out the year on a high, the final game of the season, final 10 minutes of regulation. Hooper floats this one in. On the far post, headed up by a Villanova defender. And finally, cleared away here by Stadler. Floated back in by DiPietro. Nelson looking to win it back for Villanova. What a second half it has been. 2 goals in the first half. Harrigan, the opener for Seton Hall in the 14th minute. Rosette, the equalizer in the 45th minute in the final 22 seconds of the first half. And while we haven't had goals in the second half, these two teams have taken their restraints off and have gone for the win. Opportunities both sides throughout this second half. Some big saves from the keepers, some big blocks by defenders. As Ariano floats another ball into a dangerous area. Alive on the top of the box. Nelson doing enough to get it away. And Ariano a little bit too much on that pass. Gonna go all the way wide for Rosette. Sam Rosette, her 2nd goal of the year. The equalizer for Villanova with the assist from Stadler. And sneak that one into the path of Hooper. Not able to get on the end of it. Now a little soccer tennis between these two sides. Definitely a lot to build on coming out of this game for both teams going into the offseason. A ton of bright spots throughout this game. For Seton Hall, when they pushed their pressure higher, they've been dangerous. You've seen the quality, especially across the midfield. Arnauf going 1v1 there, gets by the defender. Early cross into the feet of Welch, and Welch's toe poke goes just wide. She had a chance like that on her first touch in the first half. She came off the bench, and that time she had time to settle, but not able to do enough. And Julia Aronoff, some good work there as 2 subs come back on in that stoppage for Villanova. Looks like Bree Austin and Nikki Molina will come back in. Just about 7.5 minutes left to play. You have to think those two are going to stay on the field for the rest of this one with how influential they've been. Ball over the top, Welch chasing, and it's just a little bit too far on the pass from DeFonso. And now McClay looking to wave everyone forward, and the junior blasts it long. And Hooper tracking it the whole way. Puts it out for a throw in. So except for the injury to Wanovich, all the starters back on the field for Villanova. Looks like to close out the game. Sophia Kirza, the lone sub on the field, and she did have the winner in double OT to beat Seton Hall on March 18th down in Philly. Seton Hall, a mix of subs and starters here on senior day. It'll be the final game in Pirates white for 6 seniors, and they want it to be a winner, but this senior Bree Austin wants it to be a winner for her side as well. Lanigan down the line, gets it across, opportunity here, off the post, off Gordon, cleared away, still in the box, and Gordon finally gets on top of it. What a chance for Villanova here late in regulation. Stadler flying forward once again from her fullback position. With time and space, she beat Gordon, could not beat the post. And Seton Hall doing just enough to stay level here. Molina now with space. Ton of space to run into. Molina in the box. Gets it central. Rosette couldn't get any power on that one and pushes it through. Let's take a look at that opportunity, though, from Stadler. It was a beautiful attack. Lanigan, the freshman, who's been phenomenal tonight, all the way through for Stadler. Her first touch shot off the post, off the back of Gordon. The clearance from DiPietro stayed in the box, and somehow the ball found its way back to the goalkeeper. And Gordon definitely feeling relieved to have that ball in her hand there. So some massive opportunities for both sides here late in this one. We saw Welch go wide from just outside the 6 a few minutes ago. And Stadler there hitting the post. It feels like there's more goals in this one. It's still not enough to find a difference as Ariano makes a mistake there. Free kick was quickly taken to her, and Roberts is able to clean it up. How fun can this sport be when both sides are hell-bent on getting a winner and not trying to sit back and protect the points that they have. And the talent on these two teams shining here under the lights at O&T Carroll Field for the final time this season. Molina turning away, gets the shot, and Gordon goes high and brings it down. Molina looking for her first goal of the year. She is special with the ball at her feet. Gordon now puts it long. Better one by Stadler. Engel cleans up that second ball. A chance here for Seton Hall. They've got numbers going forward. Harrigan trying to sneak that one into Welch's feet. Intercepted by Ashman. Now space for Rosette. Game getting stretched here. These two midfields starting to tire. These two attacks still raring to go. Lanigan, what a performance for the freshman. Her second start of her college career. In these last 2 games of the year, her 9th appearance for the Wyckoff, New Jersey native. Doesn't have the goal, but she's come back, helped build out of the back. She's been able to lay it off, turn her defender, go out to either wing and create opportunities. It was her pullback that made it to the feet of Stadler to hit the post on that opportunity just moments ago. Definitely a player to be excited about for Villanova fans going forward. Hooper up the field to Welch. Closed down by Ashman. Now Hooper immediately with the counter press closing down. Ariano now in a foot race with Austin. What a battle there between those two players. Austin comes away with it. Mariano helping out defensively. And a chance here, space wide. And Ramsey didn't put that pass into the path of Di Stefano. Otherwise, that was an opportunity in on goal for Seton Hall. Ramsey, though, a shot here off the cross, taken by McClay as we enter the final 2 minutes of this one. Of course, the clock will go at 0. The game will end, and if we are still tied, we'll be headed to overtime. This feels like there's still a ton of chances left in this game with the way it's been played. Weaver living dangerously along that back line. Space here for Welch now, trying to get the shot away. Her shot is blocked and cleared by Villanova. Engel closing on the clearance. She's got teammates to her right. A chance to shoot for Ramsey, and it loops, but a little bit too late. Villanova insistent on playing in possession, and Seton Hall now, with their added aggression defensively, have been able to create chances with their press. Hooper heads that one down. A wide open Seton Hall player on the far post. Big touch there from Ashman.
1 minute remaining.
Still having opportunities along that right side as we enter the final minute of this one. And Ramsey's shot goes over the top. And Alyssa Reskowski will come back on here for the dying seconds, of this second half. We'll, of course, stick with you here on the Big East Digital Network for overtime. These two teams facing off for the second time in less than a month. And it was a double overtime winner with seconds to go for Villanova down in Philly on the main line just a few weeks ago. Seton Hall looking to return the favor here at home. No matter what, there are fireworks left in this one. Hooper can't beat out Kirza. Mariano
10 seconds.
just with the clearance as the dying seconds of this one.
6,
Kirza, who was the
4,
match winner in double OT in Villanova, will try and do it once again in overtime for her side. 1-1 out of regulation for these two teams on senior night. Well, we get extra soccer here as these two teams are not ready to finish the season. One of these sides looking for a winner. We've had fireworks so far. It's going to be a good one. Come on back in just a moment here on the Big East Digital Network for overtime between Seton Hall and Villanova.
What can great minds do?
While at Seton Hall, I interned with the Superior Court of New Jersey, and that inspired me to go to law school.
I am a physics and civil engineering major, and I want to work on infrastructure in underdeveloped countries.
I'm the news director at one of the top college radio stations in the country.
I'm working with my professor on research that could help athletes during sudden cardiac events.
I started my own business, Classic Soccer Cleats, and I just sold it to a company in England.
Come see for yourself what great minds can.
If your money is working toward the same goals, why keep it in different places? SoFi is a one-stop shop for your finances, designed to work better together. Spend with SoFi and get cashback rewards that automatically go toward your goals, like investing in stocks, ETFs, and crypto. That's better together. Or pay down your SoFi debt sooner. That's better together. And that's how SoFi is helping millions get their money right.
What is a Villanovan? In 30 seconds? Well, Villanovans aim high. Top 50 National University high. We think fast and stay connected. V's up. Villanovans think deeply, push boundaries, and go, go, go! Still with me? We climb corporate ladders and these ladders. This campus is our home, but you can find us almost anywhere. Villanovans have big hearts and solve even bigger problems, and we celebrate together. Ignite change, go Nova.
What can great minds do?
While at Seton Hall, I interned with the Superior Court of New Jersey, and that inspired me to go to law school.
I am a physics and civil engineering major, and I want to work on infrastructure in underdeveloped countries.
I'm the news director at one of the top college radio stations in the country.
I'm working with my professor on research that could help athletes during sudden cardiac events.
I started my own business, Classic Soccer Cleats, and I just sold it to a company in England.
Come see for yourself what great minds can do.
Well, we enter overtime at O&T Carroll Field, the final game of the season. 10 minutes of sudden death overtime coming. If we're still tied, we will head to a sudden death double overtime. Otherwise, it'll end in a draw. But with the amount of chances we saw in that second half, hard to fathom that we don't see one sneak into the back of the net. Huge opportunities for both teams to close out that second half. Michaela Stadler hitting the post for Villanova, and then on the other side, a number of chances for Alyssa Reskowski, as well as DeFonso off the bench, and that woman Laura Hooper as well, who has pulled the strings in central midfield for the Seton Hall Pirates side. These teams have gone no holds barred for a winner here, and it has been awesome to watch. These two teams go toe-to-toe, punch for punch, and it has been all attack over the last 45 minutes. We expect 10 more minutes of that as Seton Hall off the kick go flying forward, just to show that example for the Pirates. The same 11 that came off the field to close out regulation back on there. So DiPietro there at right back, the only player who didn't start the game. Back out there on the field. Excuse me, that is incorrect, as Emma Ramsey has come off the bench and stayed in this one in central midfield. On the flip side for Villanova, they return all of their starters except Alexa Wanovich, who went off with an injury at left back, and that is her substitute there in Sophia Kirza, who came on in place of her. Otherwise, the other 10 starters remain in for the Wildcats. Kirza here, pushing into the attack. And a reminder, her lone goal of the year came as the walk-off double OT winner against Seton Hall. Stadler flying forward. She's already got one assist tonight. And that ball went over the end line and out. And so Gordon will take a goal kick here. So Stadler has been the offensive outlet for Villanova. They expect their attack built around those fullbacks getting forward. Stadler, the assist on that goal. Wanovich, the assist to beat Seton Hall a few weeks ago in that double OT game. As Welch is able to get by Kirza. A chance to cross now for her teammates. Hooper chasing it. She'll get on the end of it on the far side of the box. Back to the feet of Engel. Space for Engel to shoot. Engel's shot is blocked. Hooper heads it back across the middle. And finally, Ashman puts her foot through it. Good soccer being played between these two sides. Fun to watch, especially these seniors like Austin for Villanova, like Rosette for Villanova, who's got the goal, and the flip side, Cassie Harrigan getting the goal for her team on her final game as captain. Danny Calaman with the assist as well. Camilleri, excuse me, as Molina now has some space. Been dangerous all game with the ball at her feet. Austin can't turn that one on goal. Stadler now a long touch in front of her. Her shot blocked, a combination of Ariano and Brinkman. And Nelson will pull it back here and give a moment of pause, although Ashman then immediately drives it forward. Villanova a little more direct here to open up this overtime period. What a game for Grace Gordon. A couple huge saves. She's had to handle so many crosses to communicate with her back line. A long punt from her, almost putting a teammate in on goal. Engel now spraying it wide. Gears are able to knock it off of Reskowski and put it out. Reskowski, some of the best looks of the second half, including a chance in on goal that she slipped over to Fortney's feet, who put it in the back of the net but was called offside, correctly of course. DiPietro floats this one into the box. Welch can't bring it down. The touch goes over the top to Harrigan. Back to the feet of Hooper. Hooper floats it to the far post. And McClay reading that one once again. She has not looked too troubled by most of the long shots she's seen so far, although DeFonso had the one opportunity that McClay had to punch over the crossbar, backpedaling late in the second half. Austin into the feet of McHenry. Mariano. She has dealt with a lot defensively with the attacks from Stadler at right back and Austin's activity and action off the right wing. She has held up to all of it. Lanigan here, the freshman once again trying to create. Austin here with the first time cross to the far post. Good job defensively there from Reskowski to come back and recover. Villanova starting to turn the screws here as they push higher up the field into that final third. Molina's ball is knocked away. Just enough there to get it past Molina off the head of Ramsey. DiPietro under pressure puts that one straight out, and that won't give her team a whole lot of relief. Villanova now can restart it right back into the attack. We have passed the midway point of this first sudden death overtime period for Seton Hall, their 5th overtime game of the season. It's been improved performances from last year, evidenced by those overtimes, but not improved results yet. Still trying to learn, a young program, a young team, how to get over that line. And Coach Crinian is hoping to show a little bit of that and leave the season with a winning taste here in the final few minutes of the year. Reskowski trying to let that one run for her. Handled well by Kirza. And then played long. Brinkman knocks it down and DiPietro recovers. And a good performance off the bench for DiPietro. And this one, almost sneaking through there from Brinkman. Now we'll have a corner kick. We saw in the second half a quickly taken short corner, dangerous for Seton Hall. Otherwise, they've been floating it up to the top of the 6, right in the middle of the goal, and been dangerous on those opportunities. Number of players crashing, knocked away by Villanova. Lanigan here, doesn't have options, but she can run for days. Trying to get out in front of her. She's able to slip it in to Austin's feet. Two teammates making runs. Stadler's going to get in on goal here. It's one-on-one with Gordon, and Gordon picks it up under pressure. What a read there from Grace Gordon. She had no defensive help. It was all or nothing there for the sophomore out of Chester Springs, Pennsylvania. She makes another huge play for her side. Welch trying to get by Weaver.
That was an offensive lineman move.
She's not able to keep it under possession as it rolls out. Could we be heading to our second Villanova-Seton Hall double overtime match of the season here? Two teams very evenly matched. A lot of excitement, a lot of frustration for both sides. As Kirza comes off, Reagan Smith will come back on in at left back once again. Hooper now immediately looking to target Smith over the top. Reskowski on the end of it. Turns it back into the middle. It goes by Welch. Harrigan trying to close, and she tackles Nelson, and it'll be a foul in favor of Villanova. Hooper loves that big switch whenever she gets it into her feet, especially along the left side. She knows how aggressive these Villanova fullbacks are and how much space there is to attack in behind them. But this is why Villanova does it. Smith now, the fullback, flying forward. She gets the shot away. Gordon able to prepare herself and take that one quite cleanly. Well, Gordon will end the season without a shutout, but this is as good as one, the way she's played, the amount of saves she's had to make in this game. She has just broken her season high. That's her 9th save. So a big night to close out for Grace Gordon as this cross comes in. And McClay as well, another impressive performance from her. She looks to claim the starting goalkeeper spot going into next year. Maria Thomas, the freshman out of Delaware, will challenge her. Villanova has to be excited with what they have at that position. Austin goes down, but her team's able to maintain the ball. Flanagan closed down by Engel. What a defensive performance from Izzy Engel on the field here today. The senior has covered so much ground, winning tackles left and right to allow Hooper and whoever else has been in midfield the freedom to push into the attack. You can see Izzy Engel there stretching out a little bit of a cramp.
10 seconds.
She's not going to want to come off the field. Her final moments in the Seton Hall jersey, and she's going to have 10 more minutes coming up here in sudden death overtime to find the breakthrough and the winner. These two teams, they do not want their season to end. And we will be back in just a moment with more sudden death soccer coming up from O&T Carroll Field.
What is a Villanovan in 30 seconds? Well, Villanovans aim high. Top 50 National University high. We think fast and stay connected. V's up. Villanovans think deeply, push boundaries, and go, go, go! Still with me? We climb corporate ladders and these ladders. This campus is our home, but you can find us almost anywhere. Villanovans have big hearts and solve even bigger problems, and we celebrate together. Ignite change, go Nova.
Well, Chris McLean, head coach for the Villanova Wildcats women's soccer side, and his opponent, Kira Crinian, their last chance of the season to give direction to their squads to try and get 3 points out of this one and finish the season on a high. We've got 10 minutes here of sudden death double overtime. If neither team can find a winner, we finish in a tie. There have been chances galore over the final 55 minutes between these two teams, and I expect that we are going to see a dramatic finish coming up here under the lights at O&T Carroll Field. David Goss with you on the Big East Digital Network. The Seton Hall Pirates on Senior Day hosting the Villanova Wildcats from just down the highway in Philadelphia. Both these teams, it's been a frustrating year, but a lot of promise they've shown in this final game, and a lot to play for. These teams not holding back, not holding for the tie. They have gone all out for the winner. And we'll see if either side has a match-winning hero in them. The Villanova Wildcats, they're all blue. They'll be going right to left on your screens in these final 10 minutes. Seton Hall Pirates, and they're all white kits going left to right for the final time for 6 of these seniors in their college soccer careers. And Villanova gets us started aggressively here, looking to get up the field. One big substitution for Villanova here. Out of the break, Allison Breed, the junior, coming on for the first time in place of Sam Rosette, who's got the lone goal for Villanova so far today. On the flip side for Seton Hall, they brought on DeFonso in that break. Otherwise, the rest of the pieces remain the same for Coach Crinian. Her team really turning it up in the second half. They came out of the halftime locker room. They pressed higher. They forced Villanova to go long on their goal kicks. They were aggressive on their counter presses, creating opportunities. McKinroy out wide. Stadler already has an assist. Floats another cross in. Austin with the header down. Gordon gets a hand on it and can't keep it out. And that's it. That's the winner for Villanova for the second time this year. They knock off Seton Hall in sudden death, double overtime, and they close this season on a win.
That was the weakest goals.
Dramatic close to the year for these two sides. A phenomenal game of soccer. These two teams went toe-to-toe. Stadler with her second assist of the game, floats it in, and who else? The senior, Bree Austin. It's been a tough year for her. We highlighted her at the top of the broadcast for what she's meant for this program. Gets her first goal of the season, and the Miami native will close out the year for Villanova with a win and a smile. What a moment for the Wildcats. What a performance for both these teams. So much promise shown going into next year, and so much for these seniors on both sides to be proud of. And what a moment for that woman. Bree Austin leads her team with so many of her senior classmates out injured. One of the lone upperclassmen, Sam Rosette and Bree Austin, the two seniors in their final moments as college soccer players. They both get a goal, and these two teams duke it out, and Villanova will take a 2-1 lead for the second time this year to head into the off season. Well, thank you so much to everyone out there for following along all year, for following along throughout this broadcast. For myself, David Goss, my producer, Dagan Hughes, thanks for watching. It's been a fun one, a phenomenal game, a 2-1 win in double OT for the second time this year by the Villanova Wildcats over the Seton Hall Pirates. That's all for us here on the Big East Digital Network.
It just sort of dribbled in.